rise to the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Kind of a difficult week for our facilities department. So the latest was an issue with the ceiling in the Troy High School pool area. One of the reasons we did our capital project now 2 school years ago was the building condition survey. And what came back from our architects was, we have old buildings and we have things that are going wrong that typically would go wrong in old buildings. So we were trying to be proactive to get ahead of that so we don't get caught in emergency situations. Even being proactive like we were, there's still sometimes things that happen. So the Troy High pool ceiling, somebody noticed yesterday some of the things were falling down or sagging down, and we did some inspections. So I've asked Kirsten and Mike from Mosaic to come here tonight just to give a quick summary of what happened. We added a resolution. We'll declare this an emergency project through SED so we can get that work done and get the pool back up and running. Right now we closed it because it's not safe for students or staff. Kirsten?
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to get together with you on such short notice. So yesterday, Mr. Gardner reached out to us and advised us that there was a report of a sag at the ceiling in the pool. Guy and I went to go look at it. We observed that there are actually several sags at different locations. We opened the ceilings up and looked above the ceiling to see, determine what the cause could be. And we found that some of the suspension wires, the hanger wires, that hold that ceiling up had been corroding and had been breaking. So we saw corroded and broken wires at multiple locations in the pool area. And based on the fact that those hangers are failing, we felt that it was an emergency situation that would make it prudent not to let continued use of the space. So Mr. Gardner closed the pool, posted notices that the pool is closed, and then we reached out to the administration and advised them of the situation that was observed. After speaking with the administration, we contacted SED and advised them of the situation as well. And SED has concurred that this is an emergency situation that needs to be addressed promptly. So SED is prepared to allow the district to proceed with emergency procedures to address the condition, and then we'll want to review the conditions when a permanent solution is being put in place. We've started discussions with the construction manager for the projects, ongoing construction projects, to talk about strategies and plans of how the temporary fix could be put in place and what the permanent solution would be. And we'll come back to the administration with recommendations and cost estimates for that work as that is developed. I think that's what I have to report at this time.
One of the things that, and certainly got questions for Kirsten, that's why they're here, but one of the things that Adam and I were talking about today was when it's an emergency project like this, you get your aid back immediately the next year. So for us, that's about 80%. So whatever our costs will be, we'll get 80%-ish back right away next year. Correct?
From what you're describing, is this the suspended ceiling? Is the building envelope intact? Like the building roof?
From what we observed at the location we looked at, the building roof appears to be intact. There's not observations of any leaks that are going on.
Right, it's over a pool, so there's chlorine and all that good stuff.
Yes, and certainly chlorine is very aggressive to metals, including stainless steel in some conditions. So we'll be looking very closely. We took samples of the materials that were used to hang the ceiling, we'll be looking at those. And whatever recommendations we come back with will include an assessment of what to do to address that condition.
Well, it's good news, the building roof is okay.
Yes. And the primary structure, from what we can see, appears to be okay as well.
We got other roof issues that
Yeah.
we'll talk about at a different time. You got that email last week as well.
Questions for?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Public input on agenda and non-agenda items. Board of Education recognizes that it serves the residents of the enlarged city school district of Troy, New York, and so we encourage public attendance at our meetings and also welcome your comments. Please limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes, so that everyone who wants to speak has an equal chance to do so. If you are unable to finish your remarks during the 5-minute time frame, you can supplement them by submitting a written statement to the board clerk. The board regrets that because of time constraints, it cannot respond during the public comment period question raised. We know all speakers will display the courtesy and respect of their remarks that is emblematic of our Troy community, and we appreciate your input. Is there anyone wishing to speak this evening? Move on to action items. Superintendent recommendations for human resources. Move for a consent agenda, items 1 through 12.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Staff matters classified. Number 1, substitutes as listed.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Superintendent recommendations for programs. Move for consent agenda items 1 through 17. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board resolutions. Consent agenda items 1 and 2.
Second.
Discussion. All those in
Anne's doing it again, huh?
Yes.
She's gonna be the,
I asked her, and she said she was looking forward to continuing. That's pretty, the other thing we have to talk about, but on the conference too. But all those in favor?
Aye.
The resolution, the white sheet now, section 2 should read Troy High School, so I'll move to amend that. It looks like I got it everywhere else fixed.
we amended that.
Still says middle school on section 2. So I'm making a motion so to say Troy High School.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
The amended resolution dated July 19th of the Board of Education of the Troy City School District authorizing an emergency project as amended.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
We got an email from Questar that Dr. Gladys Cruz will be coming December 6th, and we are asked to choose a topic. We don't have to decide that topic today, but if you want to think of a topic or have a suggestion for a topic, we asked what other districts were doing, and other districts have responded yet. So if you guys want to think about it, or maybe we can call Robin and get a list of option topics that they might be considering, unless someone has something.
I happened to attend some of those meetings last year, and a lot of districts asked, like, you know, what services do you offer? What services do you offer that we're not using? What's the state of their capital project? Well, it's not really their capital project, but they have gotten someone to build a new facility for them,
I
and
might
then
be
they're gonna
going,
lease it.
because in December, they should be pretty good along.
Not halfway done.
Yeah.
They're already starting work.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
sorry?
sure in December, that project would be
Well, they're
along.
well underway.
We'll see.
It may be a good one for them to talk about.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they
And
like talking about
maybe
it.
we might want to talk to them about what they're doing with their old building. So they're,
Dr. Questar rep, if you want to give us a suggestion, we'll go with whatever one you
I think it's a good idea.
That's a good idea, yeah, we'll go with that one.
to talk about the new
Their new
their new
facility and
facility
their
and what
old
they're doing with
facility.
their old
Should
building.
we wait and see what other ideas?
Yeah, we can get.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, think about it, and we'll keep checking in
Yeah.
with the Robin at the Questar.
I mean, any of those things Gladys can saddle up anytime, like anytime to prepare.
Okay. Under our summer schedule, all here at the Troy Middle School, August 8th and August 29th at 6 p.m.
Those are Tuesdays.
Those are Tuesdays. At this time, we make a motion for the board to enter into executive session just as the board, for a brief meeting downstairs. All those in favor? Everyone else is free to leave.